All right. Hi there. This is Courtney with Shannon CNA Program, CNA class videos. So I am just going to explain to you about the opening and closing. Now, with all of my skills videos, always know that you're going to do an opening and a closing for every single skill. Doesn't matter which of the skills it is, it's always going to have an opening and closing. So on my next videos, like if I were to do pericare, I won't do the opening or the closing because that's what I'm explaining to you right now is the opening and the closing. Okay, so the opening is, good morning, Mrs. Jones. My name is Courtney. I'm here to take care of you today. We're going to do pericare if that's okay with you. Is that okay? It is? Okay, great. Okay, let me provide you with some privacy. So I would shut the curtain, right? Let me do a safety check, which I'm gonna make sure, like I'm gonna put my hand on the button and make sure that your bed's at the lowest position, that your bed wheels, I'm gonna bump against the bed, that your bed wheels are locked, and that you have your call light, okay? So that is a safety check. Are you having any pain right now? And is there anything that I can get for you before I go and wash my hands and gather my supplies? Nothing that you need? Okay, all right, well, I'll be right back. And then I'm gonna go and get all my supplies. I'm gonna wash my hands, get my supplies, come back, do the procedure, okay? So let's say I've done pericare and now I've done my last wipes and straightened her up and everything I need to do. And so now I'm going to say, okay, Mrs. Jones, I'm gonna go put up my supplies and I'm gonna go wash my hands, right? So I go put up my supplies, wash my hands, and come back to her bed. Mrs. Jones, is there anything else I can get for you? Okay, that I can do for you? Anything? No? Would you, I'm gonna go ahead and open your privacy curtain. I'm gonna do a safety check. I'm gonna check to make sure that your bed's in the lowest position, that you have your call light, and that your bed wheels are locked. Are you having any pain right now? No pain? Okay, good. Is there anything I can get for you before I go? Would you prefer the head of your bed up or down? Now that question, you know, it depends on where they're at in the skill. If they're in bed, that's an appropriate question. That's a preference question, right? Would you like the head of your bed up or down? If they're in the chair, well, that doesn't really make any sense, right? So like if you're doing denture care, they're in the chair. And so a preference question would be like, would you like a book or a magazine? Would you prefer your TV on or off? Right? That's a preference question. Again, it doesn't matter which skill it is. Doesn't matter if they're in the bed or they're not in the bed. You're still going to do the opening, all of the opening and all of the closing. Okay, so then take a few seconds to kind of look around the room, right? Did I do everything I was supposed to do? Because once you say, and I wash my hands, skill complete, then there's no going back, okay? So there's no going back. So take a few minutes to look, or take a few seconds to look around. All right, and then you thank Mrs. Jones. Okay, Mrs. Jones, thank you so much. You know, I'll see you tomorrow. And then you wash your hands and skill complete, okay? So just remember, like let's say range of motion, okay? So you don't really have supplies for range of motion, okay? So how do you do an opening and a closing if you don't ever leave the room? Well, that's where the hand washing comes in, right? So you can say, okay, Mrs. Jones, I'm gonna do all the opening, right? I'm gonna check the bed, make sure it's at the lowest position or whatever, give her a call light, all of the opening. And then I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'll be back to perform, you know, our skill, okay? That's how you get in and out of the room, is by washing your hands, all right? I hope that makes sense. If you need any, if you have any questions or you need any further guidance, you just let me know. Okay, thank you, bye. I just wanted to add, the reason that you say that you can't go back, like when you say, and I wash my hands, skill complete, is because for the state test, you can do what's called a redo. So let's say you get through the skill and you realized before you said wash my hands, skill complete, you realize you did something wrong. You can say redo, right? And then the tester woman's going to say, well, what would you redo? And you would tell her, and then she'll correct it on her paper, or she might have you go back a couple of steps. You know, it's up to her, but at least you can redo it. However, if you go all the way through the skill and you go, you know, wash my hands, skill complete, and you start on the next skill, and then you remember from the previous skill, it's too late, okay? Once you say, and I wash my hands, skill complete, then there's no going back, okay? I just thought I better clarify that. Thank you, bye.